In today's video, I have Zell HD, the former number 5 player in the world and the current number 1 player in the world. And while I've had him on the channel before using P.E.K.K.As, today he has decided to completely switch it up, now using the minions and the dropships, absolutely destroying bases in the process. And at the end of this video, he even combines the two strategies using the dropships and the P.E.K.K.As, so make sure to stick around to the end to see that. And make sure you're also going to be using code AJ in the shop here. It would just help support me, and I'd be really thankful. And with that, let's get into the video. We are into Zell's first attack here, and we saw him attack this base with P.E.K.K.As in his most recent feature here, but now we're going to be seeing him use the dropships up against the same base. So something he always does is he starts the battlecopter in a very specific position to try and get as much value as he can with it. Right here, he can get the archer tower down and then look at the path the dropships will take. They'll go for the Tesla and then for the roaster. Now, something interesting he doesn't do that I would do is he doesn't really put minions around until it's a little bit further along in the attack. Like, he'll probably put one into the corner here. Not to mention, he doesn't do that because he brings in 4 dropships instead of the usual 3. So he has to be a little bit more sparing with the minions. Now he's going to start, puts one on dropship onto the Mega Tesla, then here comes the minions behind it. Now here come all the minions. The next dropship is going to go all the way to the roaster. He drops one dropship ability to kind of move forward. Now he's sending another one for the lowered archer tower. He's protecting all the minions. It looks like he's just prioritizing those minions protection. He does lose 2 right there to the air bomb, unfortunately. He does still, though, have another dropship he has yet to deploy, and he finds a massive Tesla farm with it, which is going to be a little scary, and that's going to kind of mess up his plan here because he had to use the dropship ability, and now it's going to make it a little bit closer than he would have wanted. Now, he is still going to have the dropship alive. He does have a good amount of minions, and look at how quickly he's through this first stage of the base, and that was really fast. He does still have 6 minions, a dropship, and the battlecopter. And something to see here that he does do really well is he pulls off these second stages really well. With the minions, the first stage is usually the easiest part, and that isn't true with a lot of strategies. Like with cannon carts, the first stage is the hardest part. P.E.K.K.A's first stage is the hardest part. With minions, the first stage isn't that hard. It's the second stage that is going to be the difficult part. So he gets the battlecopter tanking for 1 firecracker, sends in the 2 dropships now. He's tanking 2 firecrackers with 1 dropship. He's going to try and quickly take it down. He took down the other firecracker. Battlecopter is going to be alive, and he has yet to deploy 1 last dropship. If he uses the battlecopter ability here, he might be able to hit both the firecrackers. I don't think he will. He does find a lot of air bombs taking out those minions. That is something you guys have to watch out now, is a lot of people are putting the air bombs on the second stage because these minions are absolutely ripping through them. But even still, he's just doing a nice, slow, calm burn across the base here with the dropship still remaining alive. He's going to be tanking that last firecracker. He only has 4 minions alive here. So he uses the battlecopter ability to put the battlecopter into the tanking position, and now we'll just go ahead and speed it up a little bit. We're going to see the minions are going to just walk through the base here because the battlecopter is tanking for them, and as long as there's something providing them coverage like that, they're going to do so well against the base. So we're going to go ahead, stop speeding it up, and this was the first attack, and it took roughly 3 minutes. He'll use the battlecopter ability for this very corner hut. And that was a pretty clean first hit. Let's go ahead and see his next one. We are into his next attack here up against Gobos, and he's going to do the same exact thing he did the first time. We see him bringing in the battlecopter, going to take out the archer tower, and then he'll have a pretty clean path just forward through the crusher this way to get all these air defenses one at a time. This one looks a little bit more difficult because he does have all those air defenses really centralized in the base, but he's going to be able to still pull it off here. Let's go ahead and give him a second. He's just letting the battlecopter work. I'll go ahead and speed it up, and all he's doing is just clearing out a nice flat line for these minions to come clear through the base. So once he gets a little further here, he'll probably start in the dropship. Here he goes, 1 minion's onto the builder hall. He's going to put 3 onto it, trying to get it down before he loses his battlecopter. Now he's going to send in the dropship. He does save those dropships for the very last, and that kind of is going to hurt him here, except no, he does tank for the air bombs with that. So now dropship ability. He has another dropship tanking for the Mega Tesla. The battlecopter needs to survive, so he's going to probably use that dropship ability. Boom, going onto the Mega Tesla now. Easily going to be taken down. And with all of those huge defenses out of the way, all he has to really worry about is this roaster, and he's tanking it with the dropship, uses the ability. He still has 2 dropships alive, 1 minion left to place down. The battlecopter is in a really critical position, but he's still going to be surviving there. And hopefully, if he gives it enough time, he's going to be able to survive a little better. If he can get the ability all the way charged up, he might be able to. That's a really big deal. Nope, the bomb messes it up. So now, how is he going to get through the second stage? As I said, first stage is the easy part. The second stage with these dropships and minions are going to be the most challenging point. So let's go ahead and see how he does. He starts in with a battlecopter from the very corner, and he is going to be going straight in for those firecrackers. So he puts one dropship with the ability down to tank. He's going to place another dropship onto this Tesla and this firecracker. He's going to go ahead, pop the abilities to deal a lot of damage, and he should be able to get them down pretty quickly. He has another firecracker attacking him, and look, there's still two firecrackers on the back end. How is he going to pull this one all the way off? Now, I myself would have probably put the dropship straight onto those firecrackers, but it looks like he's going to be putting the dropships just in front of the dying ones to just have them get immediately replaced. And that is an interesting decision. Again, it's always fun to watch other people attack for this reason. You can see the decisions they're making and the decisions that you would make, and you can compare them and think which one would have worked better. So we see he still has one dropship alive. He is losing a lot of minions, though. Again, these second stages are brutal for the dropships and the minions. But with the battlecopter at full health, he has completely turned this one around. And that is going to be another 6-star. He, again, uses the battlecopter ability to put it into a tanking position for the Tesla. You'll see he's going to take down the Tesla without losing any more minions. And once he gets down this corner building, he's going to go ahead, fly quickly to the builder hut. And that is another one taken down. Into his last attack here, up against my base, Daxus apparently has taken one of my bases I built and just used it for himself. Now, I will say, he did switch it around a little bit. We do see that this air bombs is in a different position. Usually there's a lowered archer tower. Where do I have the air bombs? I guess over here. So he switched around my base a little bit. So I have to give him credit for that. He hasn't just completely copied it. He at least put some creative liberties on it. And it looks like Zell is still going to be using the dropships, but he might be going in with the dropships and the P.E.K.K.As. This is a strategy that I've seen Daxus using a lot. And I also saw Zell using it quite a bit when dropships were first buffed last season. I attacked him with it, and it looks like he caught on to it. So he's going to start in the battlecopter. And look, he also moved around these buildings here. I wonder what that was for. He might have Teslas in between these two. I'm not sure why this lab is all the way over there. I am interested to find out. I will say this base does look really weak to a cannon cart right over there, so he really needs to put some Teslas there. I would have to imagine he has them. Let's go ahead and see how he does against this archer tower. He's just letting the battlecopter have a slow burn, similar to what he does with the minions. It's just now he has P.E.K.K.As. So if he can get down this whole side with the battlecopter, the P.E.K.K.As will absolutely tear through this side. And we're just going to see what he's doing. He's just letting this battlecopter tank for all of time, and then he'll probably... No, I thought he might throw in a battle dropship in front of the battlecopter to get it to survive a little longer. I guess he does not choose to make that decision. He does still have the ability, though. He might get it onto the lava launcher, and that's going to clear out virtually the whole compartment, except no, it flies the wrong direction. Okay. Well, he does still have two P.E.K.K.As on the inside. He's going to break open this wall for the next P.E.K.K.A. And how is he going to get into this final compartment, though? He does have another dropship. I didn't see that. That's going to absolutely let him in. He has two P.E.K.K.As walking around the outside. P.E.K.K.A ability takes out the Crusher and the Mega Tesla. Here's another dropship ability up at the top. And he is using them in a way more slow and methodical approach than a lot of people. A lot of people just throw them in there and hope for the best. But it looks like he's going to be letting them take their time around the base. A P.E.K.K.A ability off the one with the lowest health to make sure he's not losing too much. And that is going to be the first stage down against my own base. So definitely an interesting approach. I've not seen that one against my base before. Let's go see how he does against the second stage. Yeah, we've seen this second stage quite frequently. Dropship from the top, similar, used to how he would use it with the bomber, but now he actually uses the dropship ability a little bit earlier to go take care of both these camps, and that's going to allow this P.E.K.K.A to walk right into the base. P.E.K.K.A and the battle machine are walking around the other side, and then he has another P.E.K.K.A from the top, and he's going to break open that wall, trying to damage up the outside buildings. That way the P.E.K.K.A walks straight in, and this was a really interesting approach there from that one. Using them in a really slow, methodical way, making sure he's getting all of the value down, but at the same time, not wasting his troops and just letting them take too much damage. So he really takes his time here with these attacks. Usually we saw him using the P.E.K.K.A as a strategy he's more comfortable with, and he just fires through the base. But on this one, He's letting it take its time. So he does get hit by the Crusher once. That does kill a P.E.K.K.A. But with 2 P.E.K.K.As, a spare ability and the battle machine, and a handful of skeletons running around, this one is not going to be an issue whatsoever. He's going to go ahead, run to the last corner, and that's going to be yet another 6-star. So we now have him on defense, and he's actually using the same base that I've been using lately. And we see Daxus, the player who he just attacked with the dropships and the P.E.K.K.A, is going to go ahead and try and return the favor with the same exact strategy. So he's going to let the battlecopter warm up. He can take out the roaster and the lowered archer tower. We should speed this up because, again, this is just a defense. We don't need to see how the battlecopter works around the base. We'll go speed it up a little bit more. So he's going to let it take down the roaster. And now we start. So he puts in 2 dropships from the top, and look, he immediately finds a Tesla. Now he's going to start in a P.E.K.K.A. That P.E.K.K.A should be able to take out that other Tesla. Here comes another dropship, trying to get it to tank for the battle machine or the battlecopter, but it can't because another Tesla pops up. Really great Tesla positions from Zell. And now he's going to let it walk further into the base. It should be able to go take down the double cannon and the archer tower. He has a P.E.K.K.A on the inside going for the Crusher, and it doesn't look bad, but this Mega Tesla is locked away all on its own. That won't be a huge issue. He wastes a P.E.K.K.A ability though, or actually I guess he kind of had to use that. But if he had 2 P.E.K.K.A abilities to use right in between this Mega Tesla, that would have taken it down. But now I'm really worried about both time and the Mega Tesla. So there are no corner huts. Let's go ahead. We'll speed this one up a little bit because they're just working on outside buildings. But how does he get down the Mega Tesla? I think he's going to run out of time here, and just those Tesla positions to go block the dropships from running in there and taking out the base are going to be so important for him, and that's going to allow him to get a time fail. Look, he tried to use the P.E.K.K.A abilities, but he just didn't have the time for it. That's so tragic. He got so close. Really great defense. I want to thank Zell HD once again for letting me have him on. It was really fun to watch him attack, especially seeing him not only switch to a completely different strategy, but also mix the 2 strategies together. So big thank you yet again to Zell HD. May you have the best luck in your season. And with that, if you guys are looking for any base links, attacking advice, or to talk with these top players, you got to make sure to join my Discord. I'll be posting a new base link pretty soon. And with that all out of the way, I hope you guys enjoyed. See ya.